Hey everyone, Egman here with another video, and today we've got my first King Cold deck profile. This is a deck that I was working on my stream earlier this week. If you're not following me on my stream, please do. I do giveaways for that every Dragon Ball Super 1, and I just do a bunch of testing there as well. There's also gameplay for this deck that I have sped up and commentated over at the end of this video as well, so if you just care about that, go for it. But yeah, we're starting into our set 13. And this is also comes right off the heels of the Master Roshi ban that's coming up in this next set as well. I don't think this deck really relied on it too much, but you know, being able to recycle extra cards in an extra card heavy deck could be really really good in its own way. But we can't do that, and that's fine. It is what it is. But let's talk about this leader. He's really strong. This is my first build. This is not my first build, but this is my first build that I felt kind of confident with. The thing that you really have to be careful about is you have to really balance your extra cards, just because they're good, but you can't, they're dead in hand a lot of the time and everything else. So let's just kind of talk about it. So the leader has this permanent. I guess it has like a bunch of things. So yeah, when this card's placed in your leader area, play up to one of these from your deck, so you can run one less card. Permanent when activating a field skill of a green extra card with a rated cost of 2 from your hand, reduce that card's energy cost by 1. So that's kind of good. So pretty much all these are 1-drop extra card field cards. I think there's probably some interaction if these are a 1 cost that would have been broken or anything else. Because all these just say, if your leader is a green. Well, this one doesn't, but some of them are just like crazy in what they do. Yeah, like a bunch of these guys. But anyways, yeah, auto once per turn when you activate a green extra card with an original cost of 2, and the field card out to 1 card from your life to your hand, draw 1. So just being able to draw 1 from your life and all these field cards also just draw 2. You don't draw from swinging, which is great for going first as well, just because you get that early hand advantage. And this guy just pretty much facilitates your everything. So it has barrier. If your leader card is a green King Cold BR card, you can place any number of mono green extra cards of field skill in your battle area, and your mono green extra cards, which are with an original cost of 2, and the field skills don't cost any of your other extra cards with field skills to be placed in their lowest drop areas. And you can't activate extra cards with field skills that are copies of extra cards of field skills in your battle. What all this really boils down to is you can have as many field cards as you want, as long as they're all unique names. So you can have one of each one of these guys. You can't have 2 of anticipated onslaught cells or anything else, but you can cycle through all. You can put as many of these down as you can, which is helpful for a bunch of the other cards we have in this deck. It is when your life is at 4 or less, you can untap 2. I really wish this had some other thing too. I think this would be a cool leader of, if you have 3 or more life, and if you have 3 more cards in your field, if you have 3 more field cards open and you have 3 more energy, you can also untap 2 to awaken, something like that. I think that'd be like a cool alternate awakening condition for this guy, just because you're kind of playing like a grindy control-ish match sometimes as well. So it would have been cool to be able to awaken at more than 4 life, but you can't. So that's what it is. But permanent when activating a field card skill with same thing on the backside. Sorry for the permanent, but also auto. You just get to draw 1. You can't self-awaken with the leader effect of drawing 1, and then also as an active battle once per turn, choose 1 green extra card with any cost 2 and the field skill in your battle area. Place this on your drop area. This card gets plus 10k power for the battle. So this skill is really good. It kind of recycles your extra cards, kind of makes up for having to run so many of them. And then there's also effects that proc when you pop your extra cards. So there's some cool stuff doing there. Especially you can mess up your opponent on their turn with some of this stuff. So it's really, really cool. So we're gonna go through. I guess we're gonna just look at the extra cards first. So I think the most important one is Anticipate Onslaught. So if you're your King Cold BR, when this card is placed in your battle area, draw 1, then choose up to 1 mono green, freeze the clan, or freeze the army with any cost 2 or less from your hand and play it. So just being able to do this is super great. For 1 energy, you get to draw a card. If you play this turn 1, you get to draw 2 cards, 1 from leader, 1 from this guy, a 3rd card from your life if you want to, and then you can play a freeze army. So if you play Berry Blue, you get to add another card. So you get to cycle a bunch of cards, which is super nice. And then also this has an auto once per turn when a green battle card with field skill is placed in your other than this guy, placed in your owner's drop area by 1 of your skills. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with any cost of 2 or less and KO it. So being able to do that is kind of nice and can disrupt your opponent a lot of the time too. You can push this on their turn. You can use your leader ability when they're swinging in with a 2-drop to pop it. So really flexible and has some light removal, which is nice. Next best one in my opinion is a new ruler. When this card is placed in a battle area, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. So you can awaken and you can draw 3 cards with this. or sorry, 4 cards, one from leader, drawing one from this from drawing, one from life, and then one more from leader drawing from life, and then it also has a look up top 3 for a mono green. Add to your hand, place the remaining to the bottom of your deck. And when this card's placed in your drop area by a battle area by one of your skills, draw one, then choose one card in your hand, discard it. So this one's actually really nice too, because you can pop it, and then if you have like some dead extra cards and you really need some combo power, you can potentially cycle through some more cards you need. And there's just like a surprising amount of cycle in this deck, which is super nice. Going through there, I think the next one, I think these next 2 are contention. I like Terrified Realization a little bit more. So if you have 4 or more extra cards in your battle area with field skill, your Frieza Clan battle cards get plus 5k power during your turn. When this card is placed in a battle area, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then draw 1. So just being able to, for 1 energy to draw 2 cards is kind of nice. And this gives like a little bit of a boost, especially kind of, for some of our bigger boys, it makes a difference. Especially since a lot of them have dual attacks, so it's like it gets plus 10k. I wasn't sold at first on this guy, but playing it, I think I felt it was a little bit better. And then there's also Unstoppable Invasion. So if your leader card's green, King Cold BR, when this card's placed in your battle area, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then add up to then one of your leader cards gets plus 10k power and double strike for the turn. So it's just really just like a Champa for your leader, but it becomes, for 1 energy, it's one of these. Unfortunately, you can't like surprise attack like a Champa. You can, just because like your opponent will know, oh, well, it's that. But so the leader becomes like a 25k double strike, and then you can just pop this with your leader effect too to do that. And it also has this really nice one: when this card's in your battle area is placed in your opponent's drop area by one of your skills, choose up to one of your opponent's unison cards and remove a marker from it. So this can be really good for like popping your opponent's unisons when they're not expecting it, but it can also be really good at let's say they gave like their unison like a double strike or something. You can make them remove a battle. You can pop this on your opponent's turn, make them lose a counter, and then like they lose the double strike from like a chopper or something. Or any of their other boosts or anything like that. So it's really, can be kind of handy and cheesy for that as well. You can maybe run 3. I like playing this more proactively. And so like being able, I just don't feel like this is like what we want to play turn 1 or 2. It's more like a turn 3 or 4, and you can probably find it by then. And so I guess we're going to go through the plays. So turn 1, you want to play probably Anticipate Onslaught almost all the time. It's just so good at doing what it does. If you have, I think a new ruler is the second best one to play turn 1. And then you kind of have to play a field card every turn, because that's how you gain card advantage with your leader. And so if best is Anticipate Onslaught into Berry Blue, Frieza's Advisor. Second best is this into Cooler Vicious Ambush, so it's just a 15k crit. So being able to play a 15k crit for free is nice. It also has a green auto, so if your leader card is green, when you activate a green extra card, play this card from your hand, then you can't play copies of this card for the turn. So that's also kind of nice too, just being able to play this for 1 energy. Like a 15k crit for 1 energy is pretty good. It's nothing flashy, but it does the job. Especially, easily turns into a 20k crit with Terrified Realization from there. But Berry Blue is super good. Also, it has this activate once per turn for 1 green. If your leader card is a green King Cold BR card, activate 1 mono green field card with a cost of 2 and the field skill from your drop area. So this is good for recycling the stuff that you pop. You normally don't pop stuff until turn 3 anyways. So, but by then you kind of have like maybe some extra ones in hand that you can't play, that you kind of need to gain your advantage and stuff. So being able to, or if you just don't have any left in your hand, you can just use Berry Blue to bring it back, and then you get your effects for activating it. So this is a really nice card. It's also just a 1-drop, so it's easy to find, and I feel like you really got to run 4 of this one. Turn 2, and like it searches when you play it for a green unison that specific cost of 2 or up to 1 green card with Fields card, and it's also a top 7, so it's a little bit easier to hit. King Vegeta, you kind of need to play this turn 2. It's pretty much what makes the deck super duper good. So +1, activate up to 1 mono green card with an age cost 2 or less from your end of the field card. Sorry, I'm going to try that again. +1, choose up to 1 of your mono green extra cards with a cost of 2 or less in the field skill in your hand and activate it. So you can activate it, and then it works for, even though you use the +1, you still activate it, so you can use you get your draw 1 and everything from there. And then, so just having this out is great, just because it has this +1. So if your opponent does get rid of it, you can play extra cards for free once per turn, which is good. Also, as a -1, your opponent chooses one of their battle cards, any cost of 5 or less, and KOs it. So this is okay. And then also has a -3. This is active battle, not active main like I first thought, but this card gets triple strike and +5k power for each extra card in your battle area with a field skill for the turn. I wish it did like a little bit extra. maybe, I don't know, make your opponent like discard 1 card. So I don't know, it's just something a little bit more, just because you have to have 4 counters on this guy for it to work, which isn't impossible, but it is really nice that it's active battle and not active main, because if it's active main, they can just like know it's going to happen and then counter it, and then if they do counter it, you can just do like a +1 or something, and not have to like lose 3 markers on your unison for no good reason. So I like this guy enough. I think he's the best one. If you want to run more unisons, my 2 choices are Bardock's good, just because it's a good unison. We don't have a lot of 1-drops of KO, but you can do it. I also, for more of a fun pick, if you find like they're just being like too aggressive and popping your guys really easy, Vegeta might be a good answer, just because it gets +2. It doesn't get a lot of advantage by itself, but you can choose all your mono green battle cards and get revenge until the start of your next turn. And we can pretty much have like this quote-unquote dual blocker that can block twice, and so being able to give this guy revenge for a turn, I think is really powerful. So that's just like a little something I was thinking about. But I think with 4, as long as you're running real close to 50, you can technically run 49 in this deck, because this card plays itself for free. So I think you're fine with this, as long as you're running also 4 berry blue, and you can see that pretty consistently. Going from there, especially because like a new ruler lets you look at top 3, and then if you don't find anything from there, you can berry blue. I don't know. There's good combos from there. From there, so turn 2, you pretty just want to play this, and you want to play an extra field card and just kind of go from there. Turn 3 is normally when you want to awaken. You kind of have 2 options from there. You have Golden Frieza, Pinnacle of the Clan. This card's great, in my opinion. I had some people tell me it wasn't, and I tried it out and I liked it, but maybe that's just my little experience with it. But it's you get it down to a 3 cost. It's a deflect double strike, and if you have your Terrified Realization out, it's a 30k double strike on turn. It's technically a 30k double strike dual attack on turn 3, which is pretty good. And also active main, once per turn, choose one of your green extra cards, feels with 2. Place their owner's drop, choose up to one card in your opponent's hand and up to one of their battle cards ignoring barrier, place them in their owner's drop area, then switch this card to active mode. So just like a lot of pressure, has to deflect, doesn't have barrier, which would have been super broken. But I think this card's better than what it looks like, and you should, if you can afford to play it on turn 3, you're doing pretty good. Especially like you don't have to swing first. I mean, it's better, but if you just have like something you need to pop on your opponent's side, you can just pop it, because you get to choose a card in their hand and the battle card ignoring barrier. So just that skill by itself, I think, is really, really good. So you want to play this turn 3, you awaken, you get to untap 2, and it's so easy for this leader to awaken, because every time you activate an extra card, you can take a life. And most of these extra cards, some of these have like the potential to get more cards from your life, because like this one, a new ruler does, and the Terrified Realization as well. I think also in Unstoppable Invasion, right? Yeah, so all 3 of your 4 extra cards can just like self-awaken just by playing them. So if your opponent leaves you at 6 life, and you have this King Vegeta out, you can just +1 play an extra card, take a life from leader, and take a life from the extra card, and you're fine to go. Anyways, so it's just a big boy, but it does stuff, and it does hand destruction, which is cool, and it goes from there. Also, like just for fun, I put 2 Rosies in, kind of like the same thing. But if your lead green or hero and we play this card from your hand, your opponent chooses 2 cards from the hand and discards them, then this card gains triple attack for the turn. So it's just like a really good finisher. It just fits the theme, and worst case, it's just a 5k combo. But I liked it in the deck. I didn't really play it that often, but I think it has some potential there. And then from the other target this card's really good as well. It's a dual attack blocker. Reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for every 2 extra cards in your battle area and drop area, which just means like turn 3 you normally get 3 field cards out. Turn 1 you just play 1. Turn 2 you play with 1 with unison, and then turn 3 you play the other one with a unison. So you get it pretty consistently. And then the King Cold's always out. So this becomes a 2 cost pretty easily. And then also, since if it does become a 2 cost, you can play it with Anticipated Onslaught, because this doesn't look for a specified cost of 2, like an original cost of 2. It just asks for a cost of 2. So if this reduces to 2, then you can do it, which is nice. But yeah, it has dual attack blocker, and then a 25k dual attacker is really good. But also choose one green extra card in your battle area with any cost 2 or less, and the field skill, place this on its drop area. When this card activates its blocker skill, switch to active mode, so you can like block twice if you want to, which is kind of cool. And it doesn't have barrier, which would have been, I think, super broken. None of these cards really have barrier, which I find is like maybe the weakest part about the deck. But you also can kind of swarm and gain a lot of advantage out of nowhere. So, and just the fact that you get advantage from your field cards, and there's not a lot of interaction with field cards right now, I think that's pretty good. Last card we're talking about is King Cold Supreme Ruler. I think the only thing about this card, this card looks amazing on its surface, and I think reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each green extra card in your battle area. So it's a 2 cost no matter what, because this is an extra card in there. But when this card's played, your opponent can't attack later cards for their turn unless they choose 1 card in their hand, discard it. which sounds really good on this on the surface, but like I think that the problem with this deck is that your opponent doesn't really hit your leader that often, especially like if you have your unison out. The unison usually what they want to target first, so you can king cold and they'll have other targets to swing to. This card's only really good when you don't have your unison out, and then they like the only thing they can swing into is your leader. Then they have to discard cards. So I feel like that's good, but if you have like a unison up and they can just swing into that instead to gain advantage, then it kind of defeats the purpose of the negate. So it's okay. Obviously we're running 4 dormant potentials because this card's still broken and we can't recycle it, so we need to run 4. But super good, especially because like you can get rid of like extra cards in hand that we don't need, and even if we get rid of them, we can always use Berry Blue to bring them back. So that's kind of nice. For Frieza Charismatic Villain, because of course we run that card, and then Paragus. You don't have to run Paragus specifically. You can also run the mono green one because we only run green. As long as you do the one that lets you discard 1 to draw 2, or bottom deck 1 to draw 2. I think it's better just because you just have like a bunch of potential for dead cards with all these extra cards. So something like that's good. This one's also kind of nice because it is technically Frieza's army. So like if you need to play another attacker out for game or something, you can play it with Anticipated Onslaught. You probably won't, but in case you do, there's that. Some just other cards to consider. I think this Frieza Demolisher of Planet Vegeta is good in the sideboard, because when you play this card, you draw 1, and then auto for 2, choose 1 green extra card, place in your battle, place in your draw's drop. When this card's played, choose all of your opponent's battle cards and KO them. This card gets plus 16k power and double strike until the end of your opponent's next turn. So I feel like this card's just okay. The fact that you have to, like, if you hard cast it for 3, you have to, I guess you can play it for free off Anticipated Onslaught, and then you can pay 2 energy for it. I just wish it was more of, if this was like an active main for 2, you could do it. I think this card would be way better, but it's not, and that's how I feel about it. But it's still like a good turn 3 play if you need to, because you can play it for turn 3 and then awaken. But just being able to like clear all your opponent's battle cards without barrier is nice, and then you got a 20k double striker, which is okay. Once again, just sideboard though. I think it's better for that, but you can consider it. Cooler Effortless Strike. I never found, like, I tried this card out, and it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good in the deck. Play this card if you battle, like, it sounds good, right? So it's counterplay, play this card, and if the battle card being played is any cost 4 or less, place these owner's drop area instead of being played. So that's pretty good. So they don't get the auto when you play this card. During your opponent's turn, reduce any cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each green extra card in your battle area and drop area. So it's immediately a 3 cost at the end of the beginning of the game. If you get 2 more extra cards somewhere, it becomes a 1 cost, which sounds good. And then also, when this card is played, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, just choose 1 card in their hand, discard it. This is it's whatever. But I feel like it would have been broken if it was just make them discard 1 no matter what. But just the fact like this card is a 1 cost is the big issue. Like if you could play this for free, it'd be obviously broken for it. But I think like the big thing is that you see like turn 1 we have something we need to do. Turn 2 we have something we need to do. So there's no like conceivable energy to do anything with this until turn 3, which is fine, right? It's an okay turn to like do that kind of stuff, but I feel like it's too late and it just won't do anything. That's my opinion. So maybe it's a sideboard. Maybe you can try it out yourself and prove me wrong. But I just never felt like it was worth it, and I always felt like Frieza Charismatic Villain got the job done anyways, so I didn't have to worry about Cooler. But if you feel like there's, this could be good sideboard potential too against maybe certain matchups that don't run Deflect and everything else, but I feel like just too many cards are just swarmed that wasting 1 energy to stop 1 card isn't really worth it, but I could be wrong and you could look into it. Fuse Zamasu, I don't think this card's necessary if you have the money for it. Like this card is just still, how much is it? How much is this card right now? Oh, just $100. So if you have like some of these, you can splash them in if you want. You do have like a bunch of these 5-drop green freezes that work for it, so that's kind of nice. You can do a 2 and a 3 also. You can't do the 1 drop unless you have Terrified Realization because it has to have a power of 5k or more. It doesn't have to be original, so if you have Terrified, this becomes a 9k, so you're fine, but I digress. This is okay. It's a good value card. It's really good, so let's say turn 3 you play one of these guys, pop them down, do your 2 swings, and then you awaken, you got 2 energy open, and then you just use Fuse Zamasu and go from there. I think it has potential. But I just don't want to spend the money for it, and it's not. I don't know. I've never found like this card's broken, but it's always tempting because especially with Frieza Charismatic Villain as well as a target for it, there's just a lot of ways you can kind of get this guy out really easily. And then lastly, just a kind of tech card, Android 18 Steadfast Technique. So choose one extra card in your hand, place your drop here. When you're combo with this card, it gets plus 6 combo power for the turn. So since we just run so many extra cards, this could just become like an 11k combo in your opponent's turn, which is nice. So it's okay. I thought about it. If there were, check this out. I was looking for it, and it doesn't exist, which is crazy to me. But if you just look at arrivals, there is no arrival that is blue-green that is only 1 green, which is crazy to me. That arrival's been around for a while now, and they still don't have a. Let me just do So we have these blue ones here, and we have this new promo blue one, but we don't have anything green, right? I don't think it's worth running, but if there is a really good arrival card that is just arrival for 1 green, I would definitely consider switching I'd definitely consider running these Android 18s. I'd change these Paragus to the blue-green, and then you can just do some surprise arrival plays, which is super nice, and then just kind of justify running these Android 18s a little bit more. But that's going to be it for me on the deck list. Let me know what you guys think about this, and enjoy the gameplay. All right, so here we are. We've got my match against the skillless Goku against me. Spoilers, this is the policeman kind of new support archetype that I got. We're going to roll. We got 12 to get to go first. I really didn't get anything I wanted in this hand, just the extra card that I wanted to use, but everything else I sent back. And looking top 5, I didn't really get anything else I needed. I'm really looking for like Berry Blue or the Unison, which is just really, really important for what we're trying to do. So going first, I think I decided to charge the field card that gives double strike. And then I play the look at top 3 of deck and take 1 card from hand and draw 1. So I got the Unison, which is really nice from just drawing 1 from hand. And then looking at the top 3, I look at it looks like the only thing I get to add. Anyway, this is just any mono green. So I just get the Paragus right there. And just pass the turn there. So honestly, a really good starter for us, being able to set up a field card, being able to have the Unison in our hand for next turn. All of it seems pretty good for us so far. They use skillless Goku things, so charge a ball to play a Goku, to find a ball to add it to hand, to be able to draw one, be a 15k. And I believe he's just going to swing on my leader, which we're totally fine. We kind of want to awaken as soon as we possibly can, especially since a leader like this that has to generate some advantage with us and everything. So we take the life, we charge another Unison there. We pay 2. I kind of move it just down there, but use the +1 of there to add to play the other field cards that we have for that one. So we get to draw 1 from our life and 1 from our top deck. And luckily the top deck, we drew 1 for leader and then 1 for top deck. And the last top deck, we got Berry Blue, because otherwise we had no targets for it. So we kind of lucked out there. And we got 1 of the extra field card that we don't have in play. So we have 2 of those in hand right now. We're just going to pass, I think. Yeah, because we don't really want to give them more card advantage or anything else like that. So we just do a hard pass there, down to 5 cards in life. Using the effect of Goku again to find another ball. And then using that to reveal it to give his leader another 5k again. And right now we're actually in a really good spot. We have Dormant up. We also have Frieza up. So I think I just don't do anything here. Because even if I counterplay it or anything, then nothing can happen. So he plays the policeman. I think I just freeze it. Yeah, I just freeze that. I don't want him to be able to go into any of his things this turn, so I decided to use that and pop it. And that also, since he tapped the energy, it means that he can't summon a vanilla from his deck either with Goku, so I'm not afraid of that. He gets the new 1-drop, and then I think he just passes turn. Yeah, passes it right back. And so right now we're in a really good spot. Because we have just being able to awaken. You have a Unison out still. We have 3 of our field cards out, so we're going to charge the 4th one, and I believe we use the +1 of our leader to do that, to play another one. So we get to draw 1 card, and I think we take a life as well, just to go down to 4. Yep, we do that, and then I think we got to draw another card as well. Already missed out on that. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we take the other draw. And then from there, I think I just play the Frieza outright. We're trying this out for the first time. Oh, I make a mistake with this. It has an active main, not a auto when you attack with this card. So first you got but he's a 30k double strike right now, which is really powerful. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use that to swing. I make a mistake with how it all works, so excuse me for this. But first we just have to swing. I didn't know. Honestly, I thought it was an auto. So we have this. We deal with this. But anyways, I just swing in with a big 30k double strike on his leader. I think he just takes it because yeah, you kind of have to, like, unless he wants to just like lose a lot of card advantage. That's probably what you'd have to do. So he does combo the Goku there just to have a skillless in there so he can awaken whenever he wants. Then I use the effect to pop that. And then, and the reason I chose that one too is because I wanted to play it again. So I swing again, he plays Power Burst, using Power Burst to get the 1-drop policeman back. And then after that, I'm going to use my leader's effect, awaken effect to awaken, untap 2. And then we're going to play this right back from our drop area. So we get to draw 2 cards, one from leader effect and one from the effect of the field card being played. And then we get to play a 2-drop or less. So we play this dual attack blocker because we do have 4 extra cards out. He does become a 2-drop now. We swing with our 15k Frieza because it's 15k due to having 4 field cards out again. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, so we do that. He takes the 1. We swing there, 15k there. That's kind of what's kind of nice, right? Because we want to put some pressure on him because he's not awakened right now. And he can awaken if he wants to, but he has to combo out his stuff if he's like worried about how much damage he can really do. So there you go, combos the extra 5 there. And then we'll swing with our leader, or sorry, I think with our blocker first because it's dual attack blocker. It's also 25k right now. And we're gonna wait to see if I think he just takes it. Yeah, he takes it. He restands. We're gonna swing with our leader there. I'm not sure if I want to pop that or not, but I think we just swing with leader 15k. Because if we pop, yeah. I think the big thing was like if I pop another one of my field cards, do I want to play another one? And since everything, as long as I have my unison out, is for free, I'm not really worried about it. So I pop that. I become a 25k single strike. And I have to draw. I get to draw 1, discard 1 with the field card that I just KO'd. Cool. And then for 1, I play another one from my hand. Look at top 3 for any green card I want, which is really, really nice. Just being able to search top 3 for a green card is real good. So we get another one of the field cards that lets us play a 2 or less for free, and we just end our turn there. So even though we're tapped out and only at 4 life, we have Frieza in hand, we have Dormant Potential in hand, and we got like 2 super combos. So I was feeling really safe about how all this was going on. I used Dormant real quick, which was the correct call because he plays Kai, which is very, very scary for this deck. Like any deck like this. Luckily, Kai doesn't get rid of field cards, but man, that was not a fun thing to just see pop out. I was just figuring out how he's going on with it. Yeah, so he's gonna play it and he plays it. And then, yeah, because originally I thought he was just like ending the battle and he's going to play like a Goku or something. But he plays that Kai and then he awakens. And then he's just going to pay 1 to just wipe my big board, which feels real bad. I do take the 1 from the leader swing because I don't want to combo out of it. And I think he's going to swing with the Kai first, which is fine. I don't think I would have swung with it because he only gets 1 more swing for the turn. And I've got blocker right there. So I do that. I pop it. And then I could have restood it, but I didn't want to. And then there goes all my cards. So that was pretty scary, honestly. But I think we are fine because we did get our dormants out. So not a big deal there. Untap, draw. I think we charge another extra card here. We do have plays. We do have an extra unison hand, thankfully. So I think the play that we want to do, yes, we're going to charge one of those. I'm going to swing there. Looks like they're playing another, okay, they're just playing the Protector of the People. So they're able to discard a card, and then every time I swing with a battle card, it gets plus 5k. So which is a good play because just not being able to like get as much value as we could from popping our dudes is good. But I do play another unison. And then I believe I do the +1 there. I swing there first because I can still pop my cards during his turn, so I will. So I'll pop that to add a counter to my leader, even though it won't do anything. I just need that card pop so I can play another one with my +1. And so after that happens, I think he's deciding to take the life or not. I think he does take it. I think he goes down to 4 or down to 3. No, he does combo. No, he takes it. He takes the 1. Okay. He thinks about comboing, but he takes the 1. And then I use the +1 to play that card for free, which lets me draw a card and then play 1 from my hand with 2 or less. So we do play the cooler for free. It also lets me draw 1 card for my leader. I'm not using the effect to play this guy. I'm just using the effect of the field card. And so he's a 20k crit because of my field cards. And additionally, his leader is now 20k because it has the 5k boost because of Protector of the People. And I don't remember. Yeah, okay, he's playing that card. So he's able to play one of his 1-drops for free, which is good. I could have freezed it, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't think that was the right play for it. And we just kind of end our turn. So once again, we're kind of rebuilding our board, but we have another dormant. We've got 3 super combos in our hand and another Frieza counterplay, so I'm not really worried about it. And using leader effect for the ball. And from there, let's see, I think he's thinking for a long time. And I talked to him after this too. He was worried that I played like the new cooler counterplay whenever he'd play something, which I don't have in this deck, spoilers, unless you saw like the first half of this video. And so I think he played it correctly around it, but I think you still just kind of have to go for it. So I could dormant potential this, but I didn't feel like it. And instead, I'm using the effect of my leader to pop something. And since the other field card, it pops something that is 2 or less once per turn, as long as one of my field card gets popped. So I am able to, for no energy, pop one of my battle thing, gain +10 power, getting out of it, and then I'm also able to pop his dude, which feels good. So he plays another Goku, draws another ball. And then from here, he just thinks a long time. He's not really sure if he can really go into. So he goes into that one, and since he played that, I felt safe that he's not going to be able to do his big combo stuff this turn, just because I know he just doesn't have the energy for it. So he's using that. Look top 3, finds the 4-drop one, and just passes, which is good for me. I am very okay with this. So I'm finding out what to charge. I think I charge a Rosie. No, I charge the counterplay Frieza. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't need it. So I'm playing the Berry Blue for 1. Look at the top cards. I add nothing. I whiff. If I remember. Yeah, I just completely whiff, which is super funny. But I'm using the 1 green energy effect from her to look at, to find the look at top 3 card effect. Look at top 3. So I draw 1 from leader, look at top 3. So I get the golden Frieza there, which is huge. And I have to get a mono green, so I think I get the... Yeah, I get that. Just so I can play like another extra card. And like it'd be like a free way to play the blocker. So I've got like a lot of avenues of play right now. So I'm going to just swing in with my battle card first, just because I want to, if he does have like another Protector of the People, I want to be able to swing with my Unison and stuff. So I use... Paragraph super combo and make it a 30k crit, and he's only got 2 left, so he uses 2 super combos to get out of it, which 1 super combo to trade for 2 super combos is pretty good value in my mind. And then I think really hard for here how I wanted to do this. I swing with leader first, and I think he uses power burst, and he gets back another one of the 1-drop Katsus. And the other thing too is I can like do a sneaky triple attack also with my Unison, because I have the -3 lets you have a big triple strike, and it's also active battle when that happens too, and so I could like put it underneath it. But I decided to go with the Frieza here first. With this effect, I'm able to let's see. It looks like is he gonna negate it? I can't remember. What's he gonna do? Yeah. Okay, yeah, he plays Protector of the People. Using the effect. Pitching 1. And then, so because he did that, I just need like a double strike. Like he's got like nothing left. So I decide that I want to use my effect to pop this guy, which restands that, which also lets me pop 2 cards on field because I get to the 2-drop extra, the invasion one. So that pops one of his 1-drops. And then the Frieza pops another one on cards on the fields, and I get to pop another card from his hand, which I get the Bobbity super combo, which is super duper good. And I also get to draw a card, discard 1 with the effect of that. So I think I just discard the extra card. Honestly, I've got a bunch of combo power in hand. Yeah. And then I think I just decided to swing in with my leader. No, I'm doing the... Oh, that was me. All right, I put that there. I just swing there. And if he power bursts, which is correct, because otherwise I can just do like a big -3 and make it a 30k triple strike. So, and then instead, so I just make this a 25, drawing 2, discarding 1, and then 1, 2, I think I get to like 75k. Double strike, yeah, 35, or 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, right? 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85k double strike, and that's the game there. So that's the game. Let me know, guys, what you think about this list. I think the gameplay in general is good. It's a bit unique to it. I think it has a lot of lines of play, which is really fun, and that's really it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think again, and I'll catch you all next time.